This is the Summer Lemonade Wreath class. We've only got about 3 people here so far, but that's okay. I'm sure more people are going to be jumping on, and you can say hello when you get on like you normally do. I put my camera up a little bit higher this time because I felt like it wasn't up high enough, and you guys really couldn't see my whole table and what I was doing. So I did put it up a little tiny bit higher. So hopefully that'll help. Yeah. You can see a little bit of my mess on the floor. Just don't look at my mess on the floor there. So, but you can see my summer sign here. I can't wait to do this class with the signs from Dora. I have this one, and I have the Life's a Beach sign. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, though. I got to get that supply list posted. You guys got to remind me because I forget to post the supply list, and then I feel bad. And there's the Life's a Beach one. I don't know which one I'm going to do in class. Yeah, we're going to be using 10-inch mesh for these. And I think someone asked me in another class what you use to hang these with. And I've just got some jute. I've got some jute twine that I was going to use. Now, someone also asked me if it's okay if that gets wet. And I'm really not sure. This is just what I was going to use. It's just some jute cord or some jute twine as the hanger. So, I've never made one of these hangers before. This is the first time I've gotten these from Dora. But you just attach your pipe cleaners and you put your mesh in these slots. So it'll be easy. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And we're going to do I don't know if we're going to do a bow on the Pro Bow that day. Maybe we'll get the Pro Bow out. We'll make a Pro Bow for the top. Or if we're going to do a hand-tied bow. I haven't decided yet. So what I want to tell you, first of all, if you guys see the lemonade sign that was in the wreath in the picture, that actually came from Hobby Lobby. And hi, Terry. Boy, Terry, I don't think you ever are in a live class. You always want the video. How are you? I have you muted right now, though, or unless you muted yourself. But what I was going to say is this sign was actually made for me by One Hip Sticker Chick. You can see that my light is so bright in here. And it came in pink, too, so you could have gotten the pink background, and this would have been yellow. But unfortunately, she just closed for business suddenly. I don't know what happened. She just posted in the group, I think it was Friday, that after 8 years in business, she's not going to be doing signs anymore. And I was really, really sad about that. I don't know what happened. She just said it was a family decision and that, they just had to close. So they don't take orders anymore. So you can't get that sign anymore. Hopefully you guys have already ordered it. If you didn't, I wanted to show you another cute sign that one of our members has in her Etsy shop. This pink lemonade sign. This is made by Bright Designs. iPhone, whoever that was, just left. I'm not sure who that was. Patricia Van Lorp, I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly, but she makes signs that are like Jane's Front Door Decor. They're very light. They're license plate type signs. And I think I used, in my seahorse wreath, I used one of her signs. But this is a super cute lemonade sign. If you haven't gotten your supplies yet, that you can order. And I can post a link to her page. And she's got 50% off all of her signs for members of our group. So you can get this and any of her other signs for 50% off if you use the link that I'll be sending you. So this is a cute sign if you haven't gotten one of these. So I'm sorry that she closed. It really made me sad. Okay. I had planned on doing a poof. I was going to do a poof. You can see I have 2 different color pipe cleaners here because I ran out of yellow. So I put a couple of pink ones in there. I was going to do a poof with the pink, and then I was going to add yellow ruffles. But then I decided what I thought might be kind of fun, which is why I had you cut your mesh. We're going to do, and I think you have seen this method before, I had you cut your 21-inch mesh, and look how shiny this is. This is a wide foil. This is a wide foil pink mesh that I got from Shelly B Home and Holiday, the lady that gives us the kits. And you know what I forgot to get out? I forgot to get my lemons out of my box. I have some lemons that I want to glue. And I knew I forgot something, so just bear with me while I dig in my box over here. I think I have 4. And so I got that mesh, sorry about that, from Shelly B Home and Holiday. And she also has these lemons too. I think they're $2 for 4. They're kind of tiny, but we're going to glue these in as well. I got this mesh from her. It's considered a wide foil. This is probably the best quality mesh you're going to find because of the amount of foil. It covers well, doesn't fray, and again, she uses Craig Bachman mesh, which is the same mesh that that Craft Outlet uses. And I'm going to be adding ruffles with a 10-inch yellow. You can get a plain yellow, but this is what I got from her as well, which I thought was really, really pretty. And both of these cut with the wood burning tool. So, and these are 15 inches, and your mesh is cut into 10-inch pieces, so 21 by 10 inches. So this is what we're going to do. And I was so excited because I wasn't going to add flowers, but then I was at Dollar General, and it was so funny. I was at the register, and I was plucking all the flowers off of the stems because I didn't want the stems. I said, can you just throw this away for me? So they actually had the pink and the yellow daisies at Dollar General, and they're like perfect. So we're going to glue some of these on too, and they were like $3 a bunch. Okay, and then I have my ribbon, but we'll show you that after. So what we're going to do, and I've done this method before, but I've never done added ruffles with it. This is what I call a ruffle using 21-inch mesh, but it's really more like a poof ruffle. So you take your piece of 21-inch mesh. Now you can either roll it like this. Okay, you can roll it, and then you fold it in half like that. Okay, and then you just pinch it in the middle. Okay, so you're going to have sort of like a spiral or a ruffle on one side and a poof on the other. Instead of rolling it, I like to fold it. I don't know why. When you get to the middle pieces, it's a little bit harder to fold because they like to just naturally curl. But I like to just sort of fold it in on itself like that. And then I fold it in half and pinch it in the middle. Roll it, fold it, it doesn't really matter. So start on the bottom, I go parallel to my wreath form. Now normally, if I was going to be doing just these, like if I just had the 21-inch mesh and I didn't have the 10-inch mesh, I would do 2 of these per pipe cleaner. Let me just get this in here. This is kind of this is thick mesh. This wide foil is very thick. So then you just kind of want to open up your poof a little bit. Okay. So typically, like I said, if I was just going to be doing just this and all I had was the 21-inch, I would do 2 of these per tie. And I would crisscross them. So I would have one going this way and one going this way. But because I have the ruffles too, I'm going to put a ruffle on top of that. But I think that's what I want to do. Now, just bear with me because I want to see how it looks first. Because I've never done the ruffle with the 21-inch poof ruffle thingy. What I might do is I might alternate. I might do a pink and then do a ruffle and then do a pink. I got to see how it looks. I don't want to cover this up completely so you can't see it. So here's our 15-inch piece of yellow. I'm just going to ruffle it like that. I love this mesh. I just love it. And she's got it in fall colors too. This is again from Shelly B Home and Holiday. So I want to just see how this looks on top. So I'm going to crisscross it like that. I just don't want it to cover up the pink so you can't see it. And I think that's going to be okay. I think that's going to work. So we're going to have this piece of 21-inch mesh with the poof and the spiral, the way we folded it, and then we're going to put our ruffle on top. Now, if you do this on your own and you decide you don't like the way that looks, you can certainly alternate. So do one of these 21-inch pieces, and then in the next tie, do your ruffle. You can alternate. That would be a cute look too. But I kind of like the way that looks on top of each other like that. So we're just going to continue with that. I like that. So get another piece. And what I'm going to do, I just did this one because I wanted to see how it looked. But I'm just going to continue on and do all these pieces first, and then I'm going to go back in and do the ruffle. Somebody else has joined us here. Let me just see. Hey, Cindy. Hi, Cheryl. Hey, girls. How are you? I just saw somebody else pop in, so I wanted to say hello. So again, you can roll it. Maybe I will roll it. It doesn't really matter.
Hi, Christine. I still don't have much of a voice, so that's it.
That's okay. Just watch. I won't make you talk. So again, I just rolled it. Go ahead and fold it in half and pinch it in the middle. It's one of my favorite ways to use 21-inch mesh, aside from that, the poof that we did with the patriotic wreath that I know Cindy loves. That's my other favorite way to use it. So what I'm going to do, though, is because, let me think for a second here. Okay. This is the first time I've done this with the ruffle. So just go ahead and put the poof. We're going to do all of our poofs on this side. So let's push this up out of the way because I don't want to squish it. I always do that when I lay my next piece down. I don't want to squish my mesh on top of each other. So lay that down. And then we're just going to pull our poof out a little bit. So these aren't being squished. They're kind of being pushed up a little bit. You see how I didn't like lay it on top of it? So you can still see it. And we have our little spiral or ruffle on the other side. Just like that. So I'm going to go around and keep doing these pieces first, and then I'm going to go back and put the yellow in. And I think you guys have probably seen Damon do this. If you guys ever watch Damon, he does this with 21-inch mesh. And I think what he does is he does poofs, and then sometimes he adds these on top of his poofs. I've seen him do that a lot. There's actually another method I want to try where you take your 21-inch mesh and you do a poof spiral. And that's a little bit different. So just kind of pull out your poof a little bit when you lay it down. Get these frays out of here. This mesh is very thick. This wide foil you'll see is very, very thick, and it covers well. It's a little bit more expensive. It's considered premium mesh. I think maybe it might be like $8 or $9 a roll. But it's like fabric mesh, you know. It's, if you've never used fabric mesh, I'm using fabric mesh for my bee wreath, my Bee Blessed wreath. So you see how I'm doing that? So you need to pull your poof out because it's kind of like tight right now. So once you get it attached. And we've done this before. We've done wreaths if you've been in my classes or seen my videos before. I'm trying to remember. I think we did the Mardi Gras wreath this way. We've done a couple of wreaths this way. And you just kind of pull it out a little bit. Poof it out. That's it. Yeah, I used to walk every night in my neighborhood. I love to walk. I have a gym membership, but I just don't like being inside exercising when it's so nice out. Oops, my pipe cleaner's kind of loose here. I'll just walk tomorrow night because there's no class tomorrow, so. I'd love to be able to get right up and go to the gym first thing in the morning, but I'm so dead in the morning. My son works right by the gym, and he takes my car to work, so usually I just have him like drop me off, and then I'll either walk home, which it's probably about a mile. What's going on with this poof here? Hold on a minute. But I'd have to be ready by like 7 o'clock, and that's a little bit of a stretch for me, even though it's a really good idea. Oops. So if you pop on and I don't see you, say hello. So again, you can fold it or you can roll it, doesn't really matter. Yeah, this camera angle is a little bit better. You can see more of my table. It's not the angle, I just put it up a little bit higher. Now, like I said, you can do this with 2 rolls of 21-inch mesh. You just crisscross them on top of each other, which is usually what I do. I take 2 pieces of it and I crisscross them. But since we have the yellow, we're going to be doing that with the yellow. I'm going to fold this one. Like I said, you can roll or you can fold. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to poof out your ruffle or your poof as much because it's already poofed out when you fold it instead of roll it, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I watch the video after and I hear what I say. I'm like, that made absolutely no sense at all. What I mean is, if you roll it, you're going to get a tighter poof. If you fold it, your poof will be a little bit bigger. It won't be as tight than if you were to roll it. That's what I meant. Now, I want to tell you guys, if you like to make your own work wreath forms, you know, add your own pipe cleaners. Someone just pointed this out to me. Craft Outlet has, you can buy the pipe cleaners that are thicker. Like, you know how you see on the work wreaths, they're kind of frilly and fuzzy and a little bit thicker. They're not like these. They're not thin like these. You can buy those from Craft Outlet. So the reason why I like those is because you don't necessarily have to worry about cutting them off or hiding them, because if you get them in the same color as your mesh, you can just leave them showing and they add to the finished look of the wreath. So I was looking at them. They have a bunch of different colors too. And I think it's like, you know, they're a little bit more expensive than the thin ones. Like you can get a pack of 100 thin ones for like, I don't know, a couple of dollars, but so they're a little bit frillier and they're a little bit wider. And I think they're like $2 for 25 or something, which still isn't that bad. You can get, you know, a wreath and a half out of that. So something to think about, because it definitely is less expensive to make your own work wreath form. We're on to our last tie on the outside here. And this is just a Dollar Tree form. And I wanted to tell you guys the video that I posted from Halo Designs that shows how to add your ties. That's a Dollar Tree form. If you were going to get a bigger form, you'd obviously have to add more than 18 pipe cleaners. But typically, inside 2 rings, they're 4 inches apart. So you should have 8 on the inside. Outside 2 rings, they're, you know, you kind of have to eyeball it. I actually don't eyeball it. Get your tape measure out. That's what I do. Usually the outside is, you know, 4.5 to 5 inches apart, and you're going to have 10 on the outside. So do I want to add my ruffles now, or do I want to just finish? Let's just finish with the pink, and then we'll add our yellow ruffles. So we're just going to move to the inside. Now I may be forced to roll these pieces as I get to the middle of the roll, because it's just going to want to roll because it's so tight. So get to the inside and just start adding them. My pipe cleaner's coming loose here. You can see how well that wide foil does cover, though, because it's so thick. See how easy that is? Just fold it and pinch it, and that's it. One thing I would never recommend to anybody, and I know that Michelle Noble does this for her flowers, but taking like, say that you have a bunch of 21-inch mesh and you want to cut it in half. I just would not recommend that, because even if you use the wood burning tool, it just frays like crazy. Like, I don't know why. It's just not meant to be cut down the middle. It's a nightmare. So if you were like me in the beginning, you just went out and bought a whole bunch of 21-inch mesh, and then you didn't really know what to do with it. And everybody was making poofs and not really liking the way the poofs came out. This is actually a trendy tree method right here that I'm doing. I didn't make it up. I did get it from Trendy Tree. And thank them for that, because I do love it. I can't find my other pipe cleaner. There it is. You gotta make sure that you get it in the middle, because I hate it when it's uneven. There's more on one side than the other side. It makes me crazy. Did anybody see the post on the Unique in the Creek page about her poor little doggie? That made me so sad when I saw that. I cried. Her little doggie got hurt, and the first vet that she brought him to, or her to, said that her jaw was shattered and she needed to be put to sleep. And I'm like, what? But then she got a second opinion, thank God. And it turns out that the jaw was not shattered, it was just fractured. And she's going to be okay. Now, I love dogs, boy. I have my doggie, I have my Sammy, and it tears at my heart when I see an animal in pain. She was so upset, and I don't blame her. Look how poofy and frilly that is. Look how fluffy that is, and that's just the 21-inch. Look at that. And I haven't even added these yet. I just love, you could stop right there. You don't even have to add your ruffles, but we're gonna, because we have to do pink and yellow. You're probably going to end up having some 21-inch mesh left over too for another project, so a little bit. Again, remember that you lift up the previous piece before you lay down the next one. You don't want, you know, I think that's a problem some people have, because you want your wreath to be fluffy. You don't want it to be squished looking. So just lift up that previous piece before you add the next one. Yeah, I'm going to have some 21-inch mesh left over. Now see how this one's really rolling? It's going to be a little bit harder to fold. And I am sending the flip-flop wreath video. I had a bit of an issue with YouTube. Of course, I went to the beach. I was lazy on Sunday. Yesterday, I really wasn't feeling well. This morning, I noticed when I was uploading it to YouTube that YouTube is different now. They've upgraded something, and I was having a heck of a time uploading the video. So I finally got it figured out. So I apologize if any of you have requested the flip-flop video and have not gotten it yet. I have not forgotten. I did start sending them right before class, but then I had to stop to do class, obviously. I wish there was an easier way. I don't know how many people think that, you know, right after class that I can just hit a button and the video just miraculously all gets sent out to everyone. I really wish that was the case. That would make my life a whole heck of a lot easier. But I have to download it from Zoom, and then I have to upload it to YouTube. And I don't like to send out mass emails, because when I do that, like if I was to take everybody's email address and put it into one email and send out just one email with all the video, with the video links, I don't know what happens, but something happens along the way and some people don't get it. So I just send them each out separately. So it does take me a little while. But there's that. This is just with one piece of 21 by 10-inch mesh, folded in half and pinched in the middle. Well, I've got my one ruffle over there. So you could actually even stop there if you wanted to. Look how nice and full that is. Now, typically, like I said, when I do a wreath with just the 21-inch mesh in this method, I do 2 per tie. I crisscross them, and it makes a really full wreath. But we're going to do the yellow ruffles now, just like I put over here. I just want to make sure it's not going to cover up my pink totally, because my pink is so pretty. Let's see. Either we'll do a yellow ruffle in every tie, or maybe we'll do every other tie. Let me see how it looks. So we're going to crisscross it again. So we have our pink going parallel to the wreath form. We're going to crisscross the yellow, 15-inch mesh. Put it right in the middle. Just to add a little pop of yellow in there, because we have yellow in our sign. Well, I have yellow in my sign. Just like that. And I think that'll be okay. I think the pink is still going to be able to show through. So we're going to keep going. Oh, you know what? I got to plug in my battery. Aha! I would have lost you. Let's plug in. Let's plug in the juice. That was a close one. I had the little green light going there. And why isn't it going off? Am I plugged in all the way? There we go. Now we're charging. Hooray! I might not do ruffles on the inside. Maybe I'll just do them on the outside. Because like I said, I want this pink to show. I don't want to totally cover up my pink. So you can see a lot of the times I'm not even sure what I'm going to do until I start doing it. So I think I might just do ruffles on the outside and leave the inside pink. I think that's a plan. And I'll save the rest of this yellow mesh for my bumblebee wreath. My Be Blessed wreath. I just love these colors together. Ah, my wreath is falling off the table. It's back here. I just love this mesh. It's so pretty. I think that's, you know, it's funny because I think that that's jute. That's burlap running through it, but I was still able to cut it with the wood burning tool. And usually you can't cut through that with the wood burning tool. I have to ask Shelly what this is. Yeah, I'm a fusser. I fuss with my pieces. I need to just put it on and walk away. I cannot believe it's the middle of June already. It's crazy how fast the summer is going by. I mean, it isn't even technically summer yet. When is the first day of summer? June 21st? Isn't that when it is? Well, we didn't really get warm weather here until almost May, it seems. We had cold weather through April. We didn't even really get a spring. It seems like we went right from winter to summer. Here anyway. I think for you too, Robin. I think in Wisconsin you had the same thing.
Yes, we have.
It was cold for a long time and snow.
It's supposed to be back to the 90s this weekend.
Yeah. Thank God it's not going to be in the 90s here. You know, honestly, anything above 80 is too hot for me. I like 70s. 60s and 70s, and I'm happy. Like it was in the 90s in Niagara Falls that one time, and even by the falls, you would think, oh, go stand by the falls. You know, I was racing to get over near the Horseshoe Falls, thinking I'll get that nice mist blowing on me and I'll cool right off. There wasn't any cool enough that day. And it kind of stunk because we were all so tired and hot that we really didn't stay as long and do as much as we wanted to. And we didn't spend the night, you know, and it was a 3.5-hour drive each way. So next time we're gonna spend the night, I think, and get a hotel. Because you can go on the Made the Mist ride, and I've always wanted to do that ever since I've been a little girl. I've never done that. If you're not familiar with the Made of the Mist, it's a boat, and you put these raincoats on, and it goes right, I guess, within 50 feet of the Horseshoe Falls. It's pretty amazing. That looks really pretty with those yellow ruffles, I have to say. I think I'm just going to do the ruffles on the outside. You can certainly go ahead and do them all the way through if you want, but I kind of like just that pop of yellow on the outside. I don't really want to overdo it. So I think I'm going to stop on the outside, and then I'll have some yellow mesh left over for something else. And it's full enough on the inside that I don't really need to fill it in with the ruffles anyway. A lot of times when you do like a regular poof, the ruffles help to fill in any gaps, and you know, if you have any concerns about your wreath form showing, that helps take care of that too. Because when I did my seahorse wreath, I did poof and then added ruffles. And the mesh I used for the seahorse wreath was a mint green, and it was kind of thin. So the ruffles help to fill in any gaps there. And I did those all the way around. I did the mint green 21-inch mesh, and I did, I think, 10-inch poofs. And then I added, I don't remember what size ruffles, 10 or 15, I think. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop there. I think that looks nice. Just like that. Okay. What do you think, you guys? Is that enough yellow, do you think? Or should I go in the middle too? My sign's going to go in the middle also, so don't forget. My sign's going to be right in the middle, so I don't really think I need to add any more yellow in the middle. I think that's good. What do you think, Robin? Cindy, Robin, anybody? Yeah, that looks great. I'm just, that's okay. Now.
It looks nice.
Thank you, Cindy. That's all right. You can go back to doing whatever else you were doing now. I wanted to show you, I'm I'm going to attach my sign using these little sticky things that you can get from Walmart. If you've seen these before, they're little cable tie holders. You can get them near the cable ties, and they're awesome. And they have little holes in them. See that? And you can put your pipe cleaner through there. And they stick really strong. Now, normally with a really light sign like this, I would just hot glue my pipe cleaners on, but I forgot. So I grabbed these, and you just peel a little sticky off the back. Just like that. I'm going to do one on each side. Like that. Grab some pipe cleaners. Doesn't really matter what color because it's not going to be seen anyway. Maybe I'll just get pink because I have pink. I bought a ton of pipe cleaners when I panicked and I couldn't find any work frames. I bought a ton in all different colors. And you can just slide it right through the hole, just like that. See how neat that is? I'm just going to tie it. And these really stick really, really well. And they're nice for heavy signs too. Like this sign, if anybody's bought the kit for the beach, the Pineapple Beach wreath, this is heavy. This is a heavy piece of wood. So I don't typically like to use signs that are really heavy, but that one will be all right because we're going to use these. Come on now. Let's give it a few twists. I like to put my sign on before I add my ribbon because I don't like to squish my ribbon with the sign. And this is a light sign, so this is going to be easy to secure. I think I'm going to go up a little bit higher with it. And don't really secure it on too tightly until you are satisfied with where it is. I know if it's happened to you, it happens to me, where you get your sign on, you think it's perfect, and then you lift up your wreath and it slides down and you want to scream. But this is a very lightweight sign. I like working with lightweight signs because they're easy to attach. And they don't slide around. Look at that. Perfect. I don't know, I always like my signs in the middle. Everybody, I see some people put their signs off to the side. I just kind of like mine in the middle. So that's very light. That's going to stay. That's not going to go anywhere. I'm happy with that. So you can go back and just tighten this up so it looks nice and neat. You can clip off the extra if you want. Okay. Believe it or not, all of this ribbon that I'm using tonight, I had. I didn't have to buy any new ribbon at all for this wreath. I just have so much ribbon. And I think these are going to look okay. I don't have 2.5. I have 3 1.5. And I have 1 2.5. But I really like these colors. I was going to maybe add a ribbon with black in it because there's black in the sign, but I think that would have overpowered the soft colors of the wreath too much. So I decided against that. I had a black polka dot that I was thinking about using. In fact, let me just, my bag of extra ribbon here. Let me pull it out real quick. I just want to see something. I don't know if I have enough pieces to add black anyway. I only have maybe like 3 or 4. I just want to see something. I don't know. Do you think the black would be okay? Because there is black in the sign, or is that too much? What do you guys think if I added a little bit of the black polka dot?
I like it with the black.
Who's that? Stacy?
Yep.
I don't know how many pieces I have because I'm thinking that there's black in the sign. Let me see. Maybe if I just put a few pieces in. Thanks, Stacy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love to use leftover ribbon if I have it, you know. Well, let's do that then. Let's put a few pieces of the black in. We'll do that. Let's move these out of the way. Thanks, Stacy.
Welcome. Looks very, very pretty.
Thank you. All right, let's see what we want to do here. So maybe I'll take the black. I don't know if I want to go on the outside with the black or, let me see. Maybe I'll pair the black with this here. I don't like that. I'm not sure if I like this together. I gotta look at this for a second and see. This looks like red, but it's actually pink. This gingham is actually pink. It's not red. I think I'm going to pair this chevron with this. Maybe I should do the yellow.
Christina, it's Cheryl.
Hi,
I
Cheryl.
just think, as I'm looking at that my eye just goes right to the black instead of to the rest of the beautiful wreath.
Really? You think,
Just
it
saying,
stands,
honey.
you think it stands out too much?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I would just like to see it with softer colors, but that's just me.
Yeah. It kind of does stand out a little bit too much. I thought I would have liked it at first, but now I don't know. Sorry, Stacy. I used it for my bee wreath. All right, let's do this instead. You did have a point though there, Cheryl. I was kind of looking at it and thinking the same thing. You got to make sure when you're adding your ribbon bundles that, you know, they're not too bunched up in the middle, because if they're too bunched up in the middle here, you're going to have a hard time getting them to lay right. All right, let's see now. I don't have two, I don't have another 1.5. I think that would go. I have a solid pink, but I think that might get lost in the mesh. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to use 2 2.5 and 1 1.5. It, I mean 2 2.5 and 2 1.5. It really is all in what you like. I'm just looking through these to see what I want to pair together here. Hold on a second. What do I have over there now? I think I might just go around with this chevron. I really like the chevron. You know, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. You don't always have to do 2 different kinds of ribbon in each tie. I'm going to do 2 of these gingham together. You know, there's no set rules in wreathing that say you have to use 2 different types of ribbon in each tie. We're going to show you that right now. I just have 2 of the chevron here together. Not the chevron, I'm sorry, the gingham. Try something a little bit different here. And then I'm going to put my little bow tie in the middle, which you know I love to do. If I can find my other pipe cleaner piece, there it is. Whoops. That's why you have to make sure your pieces are overlapping. When you go to pull on it and they come apart. There. Let's see. Sometimes these wires that stick out of these ribbons are really sharp. I've cut myself more than once on these little wires. Not fun. There's one sticking out right there. You know what? I have some extra pieces that I cut longer here. Just fold it over, make sure it's overlapped, and pinch. That's it. I'm going to be scheduling a Pro Bow the Hand class, which I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but I just have not gotten around to it. What's that? Somebody talking? Somebody's unmuted. Robin. Oh, I think that was an accident. Because I want to start adding bows to my wreaths. I'm not the greatest bow maker in the world, but I know it's something that, you know, a lot of you want to learn, so we're going to start doing it. And I apologize I haven't done it sooner. We're going to start making some pretty bows. Now I'm just going to go back to the gingham again, just the gingham by itself, because I just happen to think that looks pretty by itself. Just two pieces together. All the sounds of summer. Barking dogs and kids. As long as I don't hear any blood-curdling screams, I'm okay. We had a real problem with the people across the street. They would blast music nonstop all day into the night, and then I think just the cops got called one too many times, and they finally stopped. Thank God. It was terrible. I'm gonna go back to the yellow and the chevron now. I don't have a lot of this pink gingham though, so I want to make sure that I don't run out. This was sort of like an extra. I had some left over, some extra that I wanted to add. Ouch. I do have some extra of those over there. Hold on one second. I'm sorry for my reach. That looks cute. I love gingham ribbon. I really do. I don't think I'm going to have enough to put another bow tie in this one though, so I think I'm going to leave the bow tie off of this one because I have two pieces left. So maybe I'll put a lemon or a sunflower, or not a sunflower, a daisy in the middle of this ribbon bundle instead of a bow tie. I'm sorry, but I hate seeing wreaths when the ribbons are like going all over the place. I like them to be nice and neat. And I've seen many where ribbons are just all over the place, sticking straight up, and I'm like, I don't like that, fix it. It's so funny because this one woman posted a picture of her customer had sent her a picture of the wreath that they just got in the mail that she just shipped to them. and they hung it on the wall, and obviously it wasn't bothering them, but the bow, she said, oh my God, the bow needs to be fluffed and it's hanging crooked, and she was very upset. She was very upset about that. I said, well, if it's not bothering your customer, then, you know, and it looked fine to me, but she's, you know, she's like everybody. They want their creation to look just like it did when it left. So she was upset that her bow needed to be fluffed. It looked really pretty though. I think so anyway. Because you really can't control what happens during shipping. I mean, you just have to pray that your wreath doesn't get destroyed. We're losing some people here. We got 3 people left. That's all right. It seems like a lot of people would rather just have the video, sit and watch a movie and make their wreath. I'm totally fine with that. I can't wait till Pammy gets done with her classes, and then she can start joining us in some more classes. Pam Reiger. She's studying for her doctorate. No, I spoke too soon. Now they're playing music across the street. I should never have said anything. Me and my big mouth. All right, I think I'm going to be able to do one more gingham bow here. And I'm going to skip a pipe cleaner because I want to make sure that I have enough. I'm just going to skip this one. So I want it to be uniform. Yep, music started.
Cheryl was right. The black would have been too much because that looks great.
Oh, thank you. You know, at first when I put the black on there, I thought, yeah, that'll look nice. But then she did have a point that your eye just kind of immediately went to the black. Thank you so much, Stacy. Is that Stacy or Cindy?
It was Stacy.
Okay, I'm gonna get your voices down. Don't worry, I will. You guys sound a lot alike, Stacy and Cindy. So I'll probably, because I just ran out of the gingham, I'm probably gonna put like a flower or something in the middle of that. Okay, let's move to the middle. And I like to try to frame my sign. I don't really want to cover it. Now, a lot of times what happens is your pipe cleaners kind of get hidden by your sign, so you kind of have to dig for them. Now, a lot of times I won't put my ribbon all the way down to the bottom of the pipe cleaner because then you're not going to be able to see it because of the sign. And this might be a little challenging to do, but just sort of like go halfway down your pipe cleaner so it sort of stays at the top. Like that. Like I said, it might be a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to do this instead. You just sort of like go around your sign a little bit. You don't really want to cover it. And I think with this one, I'm going to add a bow with my chevron. which you can do. This is very stiff, so it's a little bit harder to pinch it and attach it, but it'll work. A little tiny piece of pipe cleaner I have here. Ta-da! Oh, cute. Cute. All right, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do now? Let's do this. Now I have flowers and whatnot. In fact, I want to plug in my glue gun before I forget. So again, I don't necessarily put ribbon in every pipe cleaner. Yes, Claire, my cat's trying to come in. No, honey, don't come in here. I do want to put one down here, though. Forgot about that one. I want to put a bow tie down here. There. Where's my other pipe cleaner? There it is. We've got to kind of dig for it a little bit. And again, it might be a little weird because you're so used to going all the way down to the bottom of your pipe cleaner to add your ribbon. But if you do that, you're not going to be able to see it because it'll be hidden by your sign. So kind of get it like halfway down the pipe cleaner, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. No, I don't think I'm going to put a bow there. I think I'm going to put a flower there, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, maybe I will put a bow. What the heck? We got to put our lemons on too. On my lemons. You can get those from Shelly B. Or I don't know if Hobby Lobby has them. I'm not sure. They're for $2 for 4 lemons. They're tiny though. They're very tiny. But I think they'll be okay. How cute is that? Okay. I think I'm going to do maybe one more ribbon bundle over here, I think. Let's see. What I want to use for colors. Back to the yellow. Got one chevron left, so we're going to have a lot of chevron in this wreath. But the pink matches perfectly. I mean, it matches perfectly with the sign and the mesh, so. Let's see. No, I want you to go this way, not that way. Do you guys ever touch your ribbons? Well, I only have one piece of chevron. That was my last one, so I'm gonna have to use yellow for the bow tie over here. Oh, it's getting warm in here. I cannot run my AC in my room here because it's very loud. I'm going to be getting a new one. So I have my little fan blowing on me, but whew, it's warm in here. Okay, there's all of our ribbons. Is that pretty or what? What do you think? I think that's pretty darn pretty. Pretty darn pretty. So, that part's done. Let me get my little glue gun out here and let's throw some of these little mini lemons on somewhere. God, they're tiny. I could probably put one right in there if I wanted to. I don't know though. These are really tiny. Let me see. Very, very tiny little lemons. Does that look weird in the middle of the bow like that? I'm not sure if I want to put that there. I think that looks a little bit weird. I'm not sure if I want to use these because they're really tiny. I'm not quite sure if they're going to stick. I feel like I should use them. I'm going to put one right there. The only thing is when you're attaching it to mesh, you kind of have to sit there and hold it for a couple of minutes. You would think that it would attach quickly. It's got a little bump on it. But it doesn't. You have to sit there and you have to hold it and not burn yourself, which I always tend to do. This hot glue does not like me. Let's see. Put one there. This is the fun part. I want them to be able to show. Yeah, I'll throw one over there too. I'm doing pretty good. It's not even 9:30 yet. (9:30 Eastern time, that is. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. If I let go too soon, it starts to like slide off. Looks all right. need to get those little fingertip thingies. I keep telling myself I'm going to buy them to protect your fingers from the glue. Stay. That's the magic word, stay. It's going to be too close to that one. Good Lord, where do I put this one now? I'm going to throw it down here. I don't feel like searching for another spot. The lemons are so tiny. You guys, we're finishing. All we got to do is our flowers and then we'll be done. Okay. I love these. I was so excited that I found these at Dollar General. I was so excited. Now the ones that I didn't, the ribbon bundles, I did not put bow ties in. I'm just going to go ahead and put my flower there. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it down there, but that's where it's going to go. You'll be able to see it on the outside. Right in the middle of that ribbon bundle there. Put one up here. A little more glue. You know, it's funny because I have a desk over here on the side. You probably really can't see it. It was supposed to be a new work desk that my kids bought me for Christmas a couple of years ago. And because I've had the same desk for work, because I worked from home for many, many years, probably 25 years. And it's turned into my craft table. I have all my ribbon and my mesh and everything stacked on it. And my kids are like, Mom, this was supposed to be a work desk for you, not a place for you to store your craft stuff. I'm like, well, I am using it. And it's a really nice work desk. It's got a hutch on the back, but it's pretty much piled with my stuff now. I mean, I've had my other work desk since my kids have been babies. It's kind of like, you know, I don't really want to let it go. I don't want to get rid of it. I'm just kind of sticking that one right there. And like I said, if you're attaching flowers or anything to mesh, you kind of have to hold it a little bit. You would think, like I said, that it would adhere immediately, but that's not always the case. It likes to come off. You just got to kind of press it a little bit to get it to stay. All right, so there's a couple of pink ones. We have some yellow too. A couple of yellow here. Now I was thinking about it. You know, maybe I shouldn't have removed the stems, because sometimes you can stick the stems, you know, right down inside the mesh and it helps to hold. So, you know, I typically always just pluck my ends off and glue them. But in this instance, it may not have been a bad idea for me to keep the stem on. Then I could have just put some glue on the stem and fed it down in there. So if you're going to be attaching flowers, you know, think about that. I just hate to have to deal with the stems. I like to just have the little flowers I can glue here and there. So, but that's going to stay. Just going to hold it for a minute. That's all. I don't want to go too crazy with the flowers, but I do want to add a few here and there. And these are perfect. These little daisies are perfect for this project. They really, really are. They look nice. Dollar General, $3 a bunch. What do you guys think? Where should I add some more? I think I need another pink one somewhere here. Maybe down over here. We're almost done, guys. Stay with me. Thing of it is, make sure you know where you're going to be putting something before you put the glue on. Because it's been many times where I've had something glued in my hand and I had no idea where I was going to put it. And you end up dripping glue on yourself and burning yourself, dripping glue on your table or on your shirt. So kind of get an idea of where you want it to go before you put the glue on. It's a little bit too close to my lemon, but I hate those strings. They make me crazy. So I think I'm going to stop for now. I may add some more flowers here and there. In fact, I'm going to put one up here, I think maybe. You can't really see it now because it's going to be going in a ribbon bundle, but I'm going to do a yellow one there, I think. Right back here. Like I said, you can't really see it on camera here. I've got it kind of tucked back up in there on top of my ribbon bundle. So I think that's good for now. I think I'm going to just kind of take a look at it, and but I don't really want to overdo it. But I think that came out really, really cute. Anybody still there? Is anybody still awake? I think I just have Cindy and Stacy. Everybody else went to sleep. What do you think, you guys?
Super cute. I love it.
That's so cute.
It is. I
Cute.
love it.
I may add some more flowers, but you know what they say, sometimes less is more.
It looks cute, Chris.
Oh, thank you. It's actually Tina. My nickname is actually Tina. I go by Tina, but that's okay.
Sorry, Tina.
That's okay. All right, you guys. It was a pretty short class, an hour and a half. But this is a cute little wreath, and I'm happy with it. And I'm so glad I found these daisies. Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Who's going to be there? Are you guys going to be there for the beach wreath or no?
No, I'm not.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Night.